because I told my husband when I woke up and I became conscious, which I'm sorry, I'm gonna cry. I told my husband I was dead. And I remember being in this white room with people walking by me like it was New York City. Somebody told me to sit down, and all I screamed was, but what about my son? What about my husband? What about my family? And then I was sitting there for a long time, and then I woke up and I saw my mom and my husband just like touching my hands. And I remember I got so excited and I asked my husband, where's my son? And they called him FaceTime.
Keish Pares contracted COVID-19 early in October of 2021, which required a lengthy hospital stay at Geisinger in Danville.
I remember the date, but I know it was a Monday that I found out that I was sick. And then went to the hospital on day 11th of my quarantine.
Keish's mother, Wanda Delgado, got a phone call from Keish's husband, Luis Perez Lanza, worried about his wife's health.
And I put it on her. She was 52. I said, there's no way, so we need to call the ambulance right now because she's gonna die.
I don't remember her coming over. I don't remember my husband carrying me through the hallway. But I know that he was trying to get me out to the hallway, to the paramedics, because I'd thrown up in the room and he was embarrassed. And midway through the hallway, I collapsed. Okay. There was no response from me. And they checked my oxygen right there, and they were like, we have to take her, she's gonna die. They put a mask over me, and once I got that oxygen like blasted through me, I regained some consciousness. Everything was spinning.
After several tests in the emergency room, Keish was transferred to the intensive care unit.
And he gave me a remote to kind of recline the bed and all that, and told me, we just did some blood work. Just give us a couple minutes to figure out what's going on, what's our next step. But apparently I think I fell asleep watching TV, and I don't remember anything else. I do know that that morning at 4 a.m. I called my mom and I said, if I don't get on a ventilator, I'm going to die. They knew that I was oxygen deprived, so they needed to get permission from my parents and my husband. So then they called my husband and they asked, and my husband said yeah.
Okay. Due to the seriousness of her illness, Keish's doctors put her on an extracorporeal membrane oxygenation machine, otherwise known as an ECMO machine, which takes the patient's own blood out of their body through a tube and into an oxygenator before pumping it back into their body.
They put me on the ECMO for a week, and they thought I was improving, and then they took me off of it, and I started destatting, so I got worse, so they decided to put me back on. They put me back on the ECMO machine, and that's when they started talking about a lung transplant.
Oh, okay.
I remember regaining conscious November 22nd, the day before my husband's birthday, and I just saw a big tube coming out of me and a tube out of my leg, and I said, what's going on? And my husband said, you've been here for a while. And then I looked at the board and I said, but tomorrow's your birthday. And he said, it's okay, you're waking up and it's good. That's kind of like where I was at.
Although she's feeling better, Keish has concerns about her future.
I feel like, you know how you go through something traumatic and then you are disabled? I'm to that point where I can't work. Nobody will take the liability of me getting sick and, you know, something happening while I'm working. My leg doesn't function 100%. I have nerve damage, which I have to go to specialists because this may be long term. You know, I've only been home for a month, so it's kind of figuring out what my life looks like now.